Hello and welcome to Hank Games. Hank. My name is John Green. I'm the manager of the AFC Wimbledon Wimbly Womblys. Today taking on the Bolton Wanderers. Bolton, of course, home to Fabrice Muamba, one of the a player whose career ended on the pitch when he had a heart attack in the most dramatic and terrifying and awful thing I've ever witnessed on a football pitch. I was watching on television. But every time we play Bolton, I always think of Fabrice, who, despite not being able to breathe on his own for 72 minutes, not being able to have a heartbeat of his own for 72 minutes, survived. It did end his football career, which is tragic, but he is, doing very, very well. I follow him and his fiance on Twitter, and they seem to be doing well. We're still in ninth. We got 17 points. Sorry, I don't know. I'm doing my best. I'm just not that good. We're starting John Green and John Green, even though I flagrantly said that they were going to pick up their kid in Ethiopia, because it turns out that there was a delay, some kind of bureaucratic thing. They're very upset. They don't want to talk about it. I don't really want to talk about it. Hopefully they will be gone for 3 games soon at some point, and then we will know. But yes, they were supposed to get on the plane, and then suddenly it was some kind of nightmare of payments not received and visas not going through, and it sounded horrible. They're very upset. I'm sorry. I don't like to tell sad stories, but that's what happened. So, what else is what was I going to talk about today, Meredith? Was I going to mention that I have meningitis? Because I still do, and it's very uncomfortable. I don't know. Has anyone else? Is anyone in the Wimbly Wombly fan community had viral meningitis? Why does your head hurt for so long? God, I never have headaches. I hate them. These are terrible. I can't believe people live with headaches. It's awful. Meredith, do you ever get headaches? They're terrible. It's horrible. It's just like What am I talking about today? Oh, I was going to talk about being introverted and dating. I was going to give some dating advice, which is my specialty since I was so good at dating. Just kidding. I was terrible at it. I never really enjoyed dating. And sure enough, now I don't have to. So yay. And that's something that I look forward to never, ever, ever doing again. But lots of people enjoy dating. There's no reason why it can't be fun. It's fun to meet people. It's fun to go out and do things. I mean, if you're into that kind of stuff. I'm just not. Despite the fact that I talk a lot in public and make things for public consumption, I am very introverted. My work is introverted kind of work. I write, which is me staring at a computer screen alone, thinking through things that might happen, and then writing down the ones that interest me most, I guess. And then I also make videos, but the videos, at least until 2012, were extremely introverted, in some ways even more introverted than writing, because I would make something where I talked into a camera, and then I would spend several hours alone with it editing. Now it's a little more collaborative, especially like Crash Course and Wimbly Womblys, because I have Meredith here, but even now, the team of people who work on this stuff it's a very intimate team, and I like them a lot, and I trust them a lot, and that's really, really important to me, because otherwise I don't think I could do it, because I think I would just find it really exhausting. So in a way, the best of making stuff for me is still introverted work. I like collaboration, but I really like being by myself. So, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I think he was trying to run all the way to Addis to pick up his baby, but it was a beautiful goal, and it just goes to show you that even in difficult times, John Green and John Green stay focused. They didn't want to talk about this, by the way. He's big, he's tough, he has a ginger puff. Other John Green. It just goes to show you that he wanted to, when he's on the pitch, it gives him something to focus on that isn't this, long bureaucratic challenge of uniting with his child. So that was great. That was awesome. That was beautiful. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. So yeah, I'm a pretty introverted person, and it's always I like to be alone. I like to work alone. That's where I get energy, and I do enjoy social interaction, but it's draining to me. And I think that can be difficult when you're dating because it's difficult to meet people. Like it requires, I think even if you're not introverted, it requires a pretty extreme output of energy just to meet someone. I mean, maybe if you're very extroverted, then you just like go to bars or whatever and you just like start talking to people. Most people, though, find talking to a stranger difficult, particularly a stranger they might be attracted to, you know, sexually or otherwise. Come on, John Green. Come on, John Green. Oh, John Green! He's big, he's tough, he has a ginger puff. Other John Green, other John Green. What a game he's having. You can tell that he needed football today. Some days you need it, you know. Some days you just need it. Like, I don't know. It was Hell's Pals who missed that shot. I don't know if I've mentioned this to you, Meredith, but I was recently hospitalized for viral meningitis. And, you know, one of the things, it's difficult to come back to work because my head still hurts and I just don't feel very good. But one of the things that got me really excited was thinking about playing the AFC Wimbledon Wimbly Womblys because I love this team. I love the supporters. I love making these videos. But I also knew, you know, like it's hard to play a game when you're not feeling well. That said, some days, even when you're not feeling well, you need the gift. You need the gift of the game. And that's what this has been for me, and that's certainly what it seems to have been for other John Green today, who's just having himself the performance of a lifetime. Against who are we playing? Burnley? Oh, Bolton. Of course we're playing Bolton Wanderers. Right, so anyway, it's difficult. It requires a big output of energy to meet people, and then and that in and of itself is exhausting. And then, of course, like 99% of the people that you meet are like not the right person for dating because of whatever, because of a gajillion possible things that can not line up in the right way. And that can become sort of progressively more and more frustrating. My usual way, I was like always desperate to be in romantic relationships because I think like looking back, because a lot of the roles that friends should have been playing in my life, I put all of that weight on the people I dated, which was way too difficult for them. It was asking way too much of them. And yeah, and just generally was a big part of the reason that that a lot of those relationships didn't work or that I wasn't a very good partner in those relationships. I think that it's kind of easier now in the world of the internet, but it's also kind of harder because yes, you can e-meet people, but then you have to meet them in real life, and then sometimes it's great, and sometimes it isn't, and it ends up still being a lot of energy. And even the process of like meeting people online is still it's still work, at least for me, or it always was when I was dating. Like it always felt like, oh, like those emails were much harder to write than like, you know, emails to your family or whatever, like, you know, and then you had to go actually meet people, and sometimes I would be you know, either too shy or too overeager or whatever. I just wouldn't feel like I was able to be myself. Very difficult to feel like I was being the person that I imagined myself as, or the person who would be be the good dating partner I wanted to be. You know, in the end, I got very lucky that Sarah and I met again, sort of randomly. But even then, you know, like I started out with a bunch of terrible dating decisions with Sarah and terrible strategies, and it was only after, you know, we'd been together for a few months that I sort of settled in and became a better boyfriend to her. It required tremendous patience on Sarah's part, and on the part of really every woman I dated. Oh God, that was beautiful. The golden child. He's still. I feel that he's still developing. You know, like to go through the legs like that. That's a great thing. But then you've obviously got to get the shot on target. He's getting there, though. I mean, I believe that one day he'll still be like 4 feet 10 inches tall, but I believe that one day he'll be amazing. I really do. There's Jay Spearing, former Liverpool player. It's an astonishing likeness. Oh, Jay Spears, just as soon as I say that, he's substituted out. You don't get to play anymore. So my hope is that that you can find a way to give yourself enough time to be by yourself, so that you have the energy to, for lack of a better term, be yourself when you are with other people. And if you're putting constant pressure on yourself, oh, I've got a date, oh, I've got to meet people, oh, I've got to do this and this and this, like that's not going to allow you to have the energy and like goodwill and all the stuff that you need emotionally in order to be the person that you are, and in order to be like the friend and romantic partner that you could be. So that's the key for me, is like taking that time to myself and not seeing it as a failure or anything. Like, it's also okay not to date. Like, it's not a disaster. I know we live in this world that's so hyper oriented around romantic and especially sexual relationships, and like it's okay. Like, it's okay if you don't want to. It's okay if you're too tired to. It's okay if you don't have the energy to meet people. Like, fine, not a big deal. Like, it'll happen or it won't, and it's just not that important. Like, having the fulfillment outside. I mean, I think the fulfillment has to come. I don't think it has to come in a romantic relationship. Like, you do definitely need social, even if you're very introverted. Like, you still need, fulfilling, rewarding, mutually beneficial social relationships. But I don't think that you need them to be romantic or sexual, or and certainly you don't need them to be that all the time. I can only speak for myself, but in my experience, there have been times in my life, looking back at the years of my life that I was single and an adult, the happiest times were actually times when I wasn't dating. Oh God! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! That came very, very close to being an own goal, which is my favorite kind of goal, but not when I score them. So yeah, that's what I think. Like, I think sometimes we put so much pressure on ourselves. Ball John Green. He gives it all for the team. Upon his mustache we're keen. Bald John Green. It's a wonderful performance from two men who love each other and very, very much wish that they were not on the pitch today. But I think it speaks to their professionalism. Oh, speaking of professionalism, that guy just walked past my entire defense. I think it speaks to their professionalism and also their shared love for each other and for this football club, that in a game that they really shouldn't be playing because they should be picking up their kid, that they're here and that they're playing so well, and yeah, and making sure that AFC Wimbledon have every opportunity to live the dream of one day becoming the Premier League club that we once were and shall be again. 3-0, thanks to goals from John Green, and John Green. Thank you for watching. Best wishes.